Hello everyone, welcome back to another Lazy Show where we teach you AutoCAD in a way that is more productive so you can stop wasting your time. As always, we show up here each Sunday at 10 a.m. and that is Pennsylvania in the United States time. So let me jump to the chat right away. There are some people already commenting. That's great. We're going to have an awesome presentation today. As always, I'm sure you're going to learn something useful to apply to your AutoCAD workflow. All right. So let me start reading some of your comments. Martin is on the chat, says morning, afternoon, all. Hey, Martin, my friend, hope you're doing great today. Uh, our friend Douglas is also on the chat. Says good morning, Irving and GM to all. Good morning to all. Good morning, Duke. Happy to have you here also, as always. Hope you're doing great. Douglas says, Irving, I sent you an email. Um, I didn't get it, Douglas. Maybe you just send it today. If that's the case, then I'll check it later. But thanks for letting me know that you did send me an email. Martin says, good morning, Douglas. Long time no see. Very busy, says Douglas. We had a building collapse in a town nearby, and I'm swamped doing drawings for the rebuild. 24 families put out, so it's rush. Wow, Duke. Thanks for sharing what you are working on. Of course, using AutoCAD, I believe. Rich is on the chat, says, hello, good evening all. Hello, Rich. I think you are new to these live streams, right? If that's the case, welcome aboard. We are here each Sunday at 10 a.m. That is PA United States time. So yeah, glad you found our live streams. Rich says, can I send my query here? Rich, yeah, I mean, we always give a moment to ask your questions after the presentation. Of course, if it's something more complex or that will require more time, we always have this show called the Lazy Question. Maybe let me share my screen right now so you can understand what I'm talking about, right? Let me see. Let me share my screen. Entire screen, share. Okay. So for Rich, who's asking about the query. So again, if your query, we can tackle it quickly live, we can do that. Otherwise, if it's a more complex question or something, you can always send or email your question, and we will have, we can feature it on this Lazy Question show again. We have helped many folks already, as you can see, with their questions, trying to sometimes fix their problems, sometimes automate their work. You can see I think we have helped 10 people so far with their queries. All right, so that's another way. So here's the instructions. Simply join our newsletter, and then you can send your question. Everything is free, by the way. So, all right. So let's keep moving. So our friend Martin says, "Sorry to hear that, Douglas." Yeah, our friend Doug is very busy. Martin, hope all is okay. Rich says, just Irving, I'm new to this chat. Oh, yeah, that's what I figured because I didn't remember your name, Rich, but I'm glad that you are here. That simply means Um, YouTube is recommending our show, our live streams, or videos to more folks, right? And that's great. That's great. Um, Martin says, "You have helped me a few times. Thanks, Irving." No problem, Martin. Oh, so I think you're referring still to the Lazy Question Show, right? The series that we have that I just showed you. Yeah, I think I did help you. You were one of the picked questions I remember. I think Martin's question was. Mm, uh, I don't remember right now, but one of those was your question, Martin. um, Rich says how to replace a block with attribute block for mirror conditions. Wow, that's a great question, Rich. That's an interesting one. So of course we have some commands in AutoCAD. Um, we have the replace command, right, to replace some blocks or block replace also. So, however, I have not test your question, which is to replace a block with another block that contains attributes. Yeah, I never had that need to do that. But that would be an interesting one, Rich. Maybe we can even do a live stream about it. Yeah, so good question. Of course, I'm not gonna do it right now because I'll need to find a blog, create a blog with an attribute, and then doing that, that will take us this whole live stream. But I'll make sure that I write that down so I can tackle it, right? Because that sounds like an interesting question from Rich. So how to replace a block with another block with attributes for mirror purposes. And of course, Rich, what he's trying to do is, since attributes have more power or more functionality, uh, you can quickly fix your text or rotate your attributes text, using commands like torient or quickly. But that's a good one, Rich. Thanks for sharing, and definitely we will take a look at it. Hussein is on the chat, says hi, I hope everyone is doing well. Hey Hussein, happy to have you here. You are not new to the live stream, but that's great that you are here, that you are keeping consistent with these live streams, right? Hussein, hope you're doing great, my friend. All right, so let's jump to the presentation. Today's presentation, let me share my screen. And as always, you're gonna have a chance to ask your question, right? See, maybe you always have good suggestions regarding anything that we do here on the live stream, right? Either today's presentation, or maybe you have ideas for future videos. Like Rich just gave me a great idea how to replace blocks with attribute blocks. So yeah, okay. So let me start getting ready over here. Um, so we can start today's show, right? Okay. So today I have 5 XREF problems that I want to give you a solution so you can avoid having all of these headaches working in AutoCAD. As you can see, I have this drawing right now on my screen, which looks weird because an XREF is missing. So we're gonna start with the problem number 5 that, believe it or not, it's very common. Many people have these problems using XREFs, and we're gonna tackle 5 of those problems today, give you solutions and tricks so you can avoid having all of these headaches. All right. Before we start with XREF problem number 5, there are a couple of comments on the chat that I like to read, because again, your comments have priority over here. So let me read them. Rich says, can we make blocks associate with polylines so that when a block is replaced, polyline also get adjusted dynamically? Whoa, Rich, you're asking so many interesting questions today. Hope we can see you more often here on the live streams, because you are giving us so many good ideas already. So right now, to associate a block with a polyline, so with the regular AutoCAD functionality, that's not possible, but we can create what is called a dynamic block, right? We have created many dynamic blocks on the channel so far. Let's see. So we have even a series entirely for dynamic blocks, which is right here. Right here, we call it the lazy blocks. And we've been creating all of these dynamic blocks, and I think we can achieve your question by using a dynamic block and with some constraints, right? Some dimensional constraints or constraints. So we can do that. However, Rich, what I recommend you is, again, so send me or email me your question, these specific questions. Send me your block with the polyline and everything ready, right? So I don't have to waste time, because we never want to do that in this channel. And then once you have everything ready for me, your drawing, your block, your polyline, everything, we can see if we can toggle it in another lazy question, right? We've created blocks for you guys already, like this double door that somebody asked already also. So in the same way, Rich, you can again send me everything ready for me to kind of toggle your request, right, Rich? Because that's a great question, my friend Rich. Two classes. Let's see. Our friend Duke says, Shafay, where are you from? Are you a structural engineer? Um, Douglas, that's a good question for our friend Hussein, because it's nice to create these connections, right, between us. So, for instance, I am in the architectural field, right? People already know that. Some of you guys know that. So my field is architecture. I think our friend Doug is also into architecture. And it's nice to have these connections, maybe with a structural engineer, with a equipment designer, and so on. I think Martin, no, Jeff was an equipment designer. I don't think Jeff is today here. Rachel, I think, was a civil designer, and now Douglas is asking whether Hussein is a structural engineer, which again would be nice to know. Hussein, if you can answer that, that would be great. Rich says, sure, we'll send by email. Great, Rich. Okay, so let's go back to today's presentation. All right. So, let me go over here. All right, XREF problem number 5. My loaded external reference, or XREF, doesn't display in AutoCAD. Well, that's a very common problem, and if we go to our external reference palette by typing the XR shortcut on our keyboard, we can see over here that we're supposed to have this lazy base, but we're not seeing our XREF right here, right? You can see when I click on it, I can see a tiny object which is right here, but most of my drawing is missing. Well, look what happened when I right click on it and select Open XREF. As you can see, this is how my base plan supposed to look, right? Which on my base plan, I have this XREF, which is an existing condition or X plan, which is right here. Again, the problem of the XREF not showing up, one of the first things I like to do is check in what layer this XREF is, right? That's one of the first things to do. And if we go to our ribbon, we can see that it's on the layer A nodes. Of course, that's wrong because 100% your XREF supposed to be on its own layer or on layer 0. So I'm gonna put that back to layer 0 just to see whether this fixed the issue, but you can see that it's not fixing it, right? Our XREF is still missing. So what I like to do is, again, go back to the XREF by opening, right clicking and say open XREF. And right here, I like to inspect this XREF that is not showing up on my external reference palette. If I see right here, I see a difference here where you can see the type of the XREF. It's set to overlay. So we have two types of attaching XREFs. We have overlay and then we also have attach, right? And if we go over here under the AutoCAD, um, website, let's see if I can find it. Okay, never mind. All right, so again, what I was explaining is that we have two types of XREFs, right? And one of the problems of XREFs not showing up might be because this is the wrong type. So let's see what happened when we change this type, right? From overlay, I can right click on it. And if we go to XREF type, again, these are the two options that we have. So let me change that option to attach, right? You can see it's changed right here on the XREF palette. And now if I save my drawing right here on my XREF or my base plan and go to my floor plan where this base plan is, I can reload my XREF by clicking on it. And boom, you can see that now your problem of XREF not showing up was solved. So that's a very common problem again. Two folks have asked me this question or this problem last week at the Arquitecto office where I worked, and I figure you might find it also useful, right? So let's see. Let me ask you, have you ever faced this problem of XREF not showing up in AutoCAD? So this is your chance to share your thoughts. Again, this is very common. Only two. We have some comments in the chat. Uh, Rich is in the chat, says, I use X clipping the plant to make elevations and sections since it is easy and rotate in various directions for making elevations and sections. Right, Rich. That's what I used to do. Also, I like to also extract my plans, so that way when I draw my elevations, and if something changed, right, then I will have immediately those changes updated because I'm using an extra, right? So yeah, but you're saying you use the X clip. Yep, that's what I also do. I X clip them so I can focus on the areas that I need to focus on, right? Rich says, but problem is file is becoming heavy, and any solution to this? Um, I mean, my solution or my advice would be to go through each file. Let's say your base plan or your whatever you're extracting, and try to purge it, right? Try to clean it. So we even have this tool. Let me share with you that is better than purging your drawing. And you can give it a try. What is it? Hopefully it's here. So it's under our lazy macro commands. Let me go right here. Purge. Here we go. It's this one, my friend. So I call it the lazy purge. Um, and again, this is a quick way with one click to clean your entire drawing. But this is better than the regular purge command because usually the purge command um, won't fix your drawing errors, such as proxy errors and so on. But this command will do it. So yeah, try that out, my friend Rich, and let me know if it was helpful. All right. So let's see. Let's keep moving. Uh, Dark Magician is on the chat. Says hello, Arch. Hello, Dark Magician. Happy to have you here, and hope you are doing great. Let's see. Dukla says yes. When I send a drawing to Dropbox and open another computer, Xref isn't there. uh, yeah, Duke. But I believe that's a different issue, my friend. That simply means that you change the location of your drawing, right, of your extract file. So, and if you do that, if you change your drawing location, right, in this case you're using the Dropbox and then your computer path location, then you're always going to have that problem again of extract not showing up. But that's a different problem because you'll need to again repath your drawings to fix those, right? But this one was specifically because the XREF type was different, right? We have again two types of uh, we have again two types of XREFs. One is the attach, and the other one the overlay. The attach will carry on your following XREF, but the overlay will only be accessible on the current drawing, on only on the current drawing. All right. Okay, so let's keep moving with the next extra problem. We have five today that we're gonna tackle and give you the solutions. So the next one is so let's see. Let's see. Let me get ready over here. Let me. Mhm. Give me 1 second over here, guys. I can. So I can fix this really quick. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So we're ready for the next extra problem. Okay. Let's see. We have some comments in the chat, I believe. Tukla says, "Welcome, Armando." All right. Okay, guys. So let's keep moving with the next extra problem. We have five so for today. Okay. So another common exercise. Well, let's see over here. Okay, so everything is looking pretty good now here on this XREF. So let me freeze this layer over here, which is the demo layer that I don't need it. So I'm gonna freeze that out. Okay, great. So let me close this drawing and save the changes. Yes. Okay. So now let me see over here on my file. I'm just gonna open the same drawing just to double check. And wait a second. I just froze this layer. Why is this showing up again, right? Come on, AutoCAD. So this is a common problem. So you might be facing this also. So let me give you a solution for this. So what's happening here is that for some reason, um, when we do changes to our XREF, in this case, freezing a layer and saving our drawing, um, and opening back up our same drawing, the changes are not saving. So there is a solution for that, and it's a system variable. A system variable that it's called this retain. So if we use this system variable and we can um, type F1 or use the F1 key on our keyboard to bring this AutoCAD help dialog box, we can see that again this is a system variable that will control uh, how our extras are behaving, right? So we have two values, 0 and 1. 1 would be the layer changes made in the current drawing take precedent, and that's the option that we want. So right now you can see that this system variable is set to 0. So once we change that to 1, and now we can start modifying our XREF, maybe freezing some layers like the demo layer that I don't need to show up. And then of course, once I save the changes and open back up my drawing, those changes are still there. All right. So what do you think about this common problem in AutoCAD? Again, this is very common. People sometimes do a lot of changes to their drawing, to their XREF, and to realize to their surprise that those changes are lost the next time they open their drawing. Have this happened to you? Let me know on the chat before we move to the next problem. Again, this is it's not funny. I know how it feels, but hopefully we're learning something that we can use, right, to avoid these headaches working with extras. Okay, so let's see. Let me jump to the chat. See if you ever face this problem, or if you let's see. Let me read your comments. Okay. Two classes. Oh no, that was Douglas saying, "Welcome to Armando." Armando. Um, all right. So no comments or questions about this extra problem. That this was number 4. So let's keep moving then. Okay. All right. So let me jump to the next extra problem for today. Um, all right, so let me see over here. Okay, my drawing is looking pretty good. Let me go to paper space to check over here. Okay, So I have this north arrow. Is this an xref? Yes, it is. But why is this an xref? I only have one drawing, a floor plan. So I don't want this to be an xref. So let me bind this. So it's not an xref anymore. Um, so I'm gonna go to my xref palette for that. I'm gonna right click on it and I'm gonna wait. What the heck? Why I cannot bind this xref? This north arrow. It's all grayed out. What the? Oh my god, AutoCAD, come on. Fine. Nope. It's not working. It's grayed out. Just wanna explode this. I wanna bind this. I don't need it to be an xref. Okay, again, this is a very common problem in AutoCAD. You cannot bind your xref, and the problem is, the solution is very simple right here. If we check or inspect our xref palette, so let me expand my xref palette so you can see what's going on. You can read better and understand. You can see that we have a message here that says needs reloading, right? So that's why we cannot bind this north arrow xref that we're having right here. And you might have the same problem. So all we have to do is reload our xref, right? Like so, reload. And then you can see that when I click or right click on it, now I have the bind option available, which I can click on it, and of course pick bind on or insert. I'm gonna click bind and click OK, and boom, now my north arrow is right there, and it's not an xref anymore, which I didn't want it to be an xref, right? Because again, I only have one drawing, which is a floor plan. Great. So what do you think about this xref problem? Another very common where you are not able to bind your xrefs, and now you know why might be happening, right? So let me jump to the chat. Have you faced this problem, not able to bind your xref? Let's see. Dark Magician says, I feel too sleepy, but I want to learn more for your channel. It's 12 midnight here in my place. Whoa. Yeah, that's tough. That's hard, my friend. It's already late over there. I think you told us where you connected from, right? I just forgot. Dark Magician. But yeah, so it's hard. Douglas says, can't say it hasn't happened. Yeah, it's very common, my friend Duke. Unable to bind your xref. Oh my god, then you need to spend all of this time trying to figure it out. Why I cannot bind this xref. Yeah, it's a headache. So but you are here now with me trying to anticipate and learn all of these extra techniques, right? So you can have, fun working in AutoCAD. Like if you're not having fun using AutoCAD, you're doing something wrong, my friend. So okay, so let's keep moving because we have two more extra problems that we want to give you a solution. Okay, so Dark Magician says Philippines. Whoa, it's 12 a.m. in Philippines? That's, yeah. Dark Magician says, where I can find Design Center in CAD. Design Center, you can use the shortcut DC, Dark Magician. That's the shortcut for Design Center. And then you will have this window right here where, you can use it as you wish. The design center, right? to be honest with you, I don't use it that much, but I use it when I want to create my tool palettes, right? When I want to quickly create my tool palettes, I want to use the design center. Sometimes I use the design center to bring up layouts from other drawings, so that way I don't have to recreate my information on my layout. Sometimes I use it to not to bring layers. We already created a command to always have our layers available, so I don't have to use. So yeah, those are a couple of ways to use the design center. Douglas in Philippines say hey to Efrain Reyes from me. Oh yeah, Efrain Reyes. That's the that's the player, right, Duke? B- that's Billard. Billard, is that how you pronounce that game? Billard. All right. So let's keep moving, guys. And let's see. Okay. So, Douglas says PG Peacock pool player. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who's Efrain Reyes. Okay. All right. So let's keep moving. Okay, my north arrow is not an xref anymore. That's great. Wait, I need a title block here, right? Where's my title block? Okay, I'm gonna bring my title block as an xref, and I'm gonna use the XA shortcut to attach my title block as an xref. The title block is right here, so I'm gonna click open, and I'm gonna click OK to attach it. Wait, what the heck? Why my title block is so tiny? It's not right. AutoCAD, come on. This is again another very common problem where the objects are scaled incorrectly when attaching a drawing as an xref. So let me undo that with Control Z a couple of times. Raise your hand if you ever have you ever faced this problem. Again, very common. But we're gonna give you a simple solution, right? So, our friend Duke says, now that has happened a few times. That's funny, right, Duke? Especially when you are on those moments that you are very busy and you're trying to get a project done, and then this happened, and now you need to research it, you need to find a way to solve this. Oh my god. But wouldn't it be nice if you already have the solution, so when that happened you already know how to fix it, right? That's what we're doing this live stream today. Our friend Martin says, Luis, you use this method to attach your title block on your video, but I can't do that on AutoCAD LT. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong. Martin, I will have to open AutoCAD LT to test and see, kind of give you a better answer. This is the full version of AutoCAD, but I don't think I have LT right now on this computer. I have it on my laptop. Let's see. Nope, I only have the full version here. Martin, so maybe I can send you an email. Martin, I'm gonna open AutoCAD LT on my laptop and see if I can do that, right? Martin. Good question, though, Martin. Thank you for bringing that up. Martin, but I don't. This is not my preferred method of bringing extras. I only use this method just to show you the the extra problem that we're gonna tackle. But my preferred method is simply um, by dragging the drawing into my AutoCAD um, environment. So you simply right click, drag the file, drop it, and that's how you extract it. Very quick and easy. So you don't have to find all of your folders and so on. And we did a video about that, Martin, also. So I think that video is maybe extra tips or something like that. Let's see. Our friend took classes. Mm, always happens under stress. That's right, my friend Duke. Always on those moments. It will never happen when you are free or when you have a lot of time. Our friend Dropout Engineer or Patel says, "Hello, sir. Hey, my friend Dropout Engineer. Sorry, my friend Patel. Here we go. I always remember your name, my friend, just because you always show up in our live streams. So now I know you. I can remember your name, right? Hope you're doing great, Patel." Um, Martin says, "I have to insert my title block as a template drawing." Yeah, that's another way, Martin. That's a good one too. Now, the problem with that, Martin, is what happens if you are working on a drawing that you receive from a client. You won't have your template there, right? So that's why we have all of these different methods that we have created on the channel. For instance, Martin, we have created a quick command or a macro command um, that it's right here. Where is it? That will help us quickly bring our title block in any drawing, right? So that way, when you are working on drawings that are not yours, let's see, title block. Here we go. It's this one, Martin. One click title block insertion with AutoCAD macros. So again, I use this every time at the architecture office where I work. You can take a look at it, Martin. All right. And if you have questions, you can always ask me, my friend Martin. Martin says, "Please, Luis, that would be great. Thanks." Yeah, I have I have only downloaded AutoCAD LT to my laptop because of Martin, because he's now using AutoCAD LT, and he's always having these questions about features. So that's why I did download it, AutoCAD LT. Anyway, two classes. Rachel could answer that if she were here. She uses LT. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Rachel. Douglas. I don't know. That's Rachel. For people who don't know, it's a friend that always used to be here on our live streams and very active. She is a civil engineer, I believe. Um, Rich says, "How to figure it out? Repetitive same text in a drawing. Repetitive same text in a drawing." If you can be more specific, Rich, with your question, because this is very general, I believe. Martin says, "Thanks, Luis." No problem, Martin. Thank you also because you are a supporter of our work. I think you are a YouTube member and a Patreon member as well. So that's awesome, Martin, that you are supporting our work. Thank you for that. That's where I always try to help, right? Okay. So to give you a solution to this common problem of extras, um, we need to inspect what we did by attaching our title block again, right? So I'm gonna attach the title block again really quick, and this time I'm gonna take the time to stop and read some of these um, options. So, okay, so scale says 1 1, that's fine. Specify on the screen, that's fine. Attachment, uh, relative path, that's fine. The angle, hey, but here on this block unit section, something is not right. It says units inches, which is right because imperial is my units for this drawing. I'm in the US. Um, so, but the factor here says 008333. Why? Why is this factor right here? So to understand this, what I'm gonna do is cancel this. I mean, I could change this factor also right here, but I'm not gonna randomly pick a number here. What I'm gonna do instead is go to my units, and over here in these drawing units, if we see there is an insertion scale option right here, which right now is set to feet. And that's not right because my drawing is supposed to be in inches. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna change that from feet to inches. And once I do that and click OK, when I attach my title block, selecting my title block and clicking OK, you can see that the factor is set now correctly. So now when I click OK, my XREF is coming on the correct scale. So at this point, I can simply say 0, 0 and press enter, and boom, my XREF is showing perfectly right now. So yeah, what do you think about this extra problem that we just solved? It's very common again. I have folks on the firm, on the Arquitecto firm where I work, that most of the time call me with this problem, right? And I immediately know what might be causing the issue, right? Most of the time, the units are set incorrectly. So let me know if you have faced this problem. Let's see. We have some comments on the chat. Let me read it right now. Let's see. Martin says, Luis, I like to ask a question, but it has nothing to do with XREF, so I'll wait to the end. Yeah, Martin, you can ask right now, or you can ask in the end. Let's see. Rich says, suppose there a text room at multiple places in a drawing, and would like to list how many times or places such a room text is there in a drawing. Whoa, that's another great and very interesting question, Rich. Hey, Rich, you should come more often to our live streams. Yeah, so you want to find. I've never had that situation, but let me think for a second. See how. So you want to find only the text. Oh, yeah. So I think we can quickly answer that question. I believe. So we're gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna copy 3 pieces of text right here. Let's see. I'm gonna say room. I'm gonna say room. And finally room. Okay, we have 3 texts saying room, right? Oops, I'm not sharing my screen. All right, great. Okay, so let's see if we can quickly answer each question. If not, of course, we can do it in a lazy question show, but I think we can quickly solve this. So we know we have 3 words that says room. But of course, if these words were all in different locations and so on. Like we don't want to never trying to to figure it out how many of these room text are on in our drawing, right? So let's try. Let's see if this works again. I'm not prepared for this, but let's see. So find, if we use the find command and we can see room, we want on the entire drawing. No, I just want it on my current space, which is model space. So I'm gonna say room, and I'm gonna click find. Okay, now we have a problem here because AutoCAD is detecting also the word room inside words, and we don't want that. So what I can do is I'm gonna cancel this and again type find, press enter, and let's see. This time I'm gonna check this, and there are some options right here. Let's see, find whole words only. So let's try that out. Find, and so yeah, now find the word room, but it's not giving us a number. So nope. So let's see. Okay, so let's try something else. Let's try replace. So room. Let's see. Let's see test. Let's write test right here, and let's say replace all. Here we go. So there were five matches, which means five. There was five texts with the word room, and that's correct, right? So of course that's one way to do it, my friend, and of course you can undo that with Control Z, right? That's the room, but we know there were three right here plus two, which is right here, room, and there's probably another. Here we go, room right here. So I think that will answer your question, my friend Rich, right? So that's again, without testing and researching anything, we quickly were able to find how many text with the room exist in our drawing. What do you think, Rich? Martin says, why would block unit change? That's a great question, Martin. And most likely, there are two ways. I mean, there are many ways, right? But two ways that I know are: first, you might start with a drawing that is not yours. Let's say your coworker worked on a drawing, and now you are working together. You grab his drawing, you start working on it, and the settings are different. The units are might be different. That's one way. Another way is you might be utilizing some external programs such as AutoLisp or Lisp, um, Lisp tools, and some of these Lisp programs or tools, they were not coded correctly. So if you use those tools, some of those will change settings here and there, right? So that's another way I found very common. Again, so yeah, Martin, hope that answered your question. Two classes. Rich, perhaps the find command will help you. Hey, that's what we just did, Douglas. Check list results. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what Douglas is saying. Fine. Oh, here we go. Our friend Douglas is also giving us another suggestion here. So let's remove this, for instance, and let's check the list results as our friend is saying. So that way we can, let's see, go ahead and find. Here we go. That's a easier way, Rich. Thank Douglas for helping us here. Again, we have many folks that have, dozens of years, such as our friend Douglas, that I believe have more than 20 years working with AutoCAD. that we all can learn from each other. So there is an option here for list results, and if you click that option, you'll see that the room name is right there. So you have two matches, my friend Rich, and hopefully that's gonna help you. All right. Thank you, Douglas. Rich say fine is replacing. Yes, but also tells how many I think. Yep, great. Martin says, okay, when I insert my template into one CAD technician's model drawing, it forces all text to change to standard text style. Even my blocks that I also get inserted with my title block. That's another interesting problem, Martin. And most of the time that happens because your text style, your standard text style is changed to this different style, right? So for instance, I think, yeah, you're seeing my screen. So for instance, if we go under the annotate and expand this option right here for text style, so we will get this dialog box right here. And if you go to standard, right, which is this one, and you'll have the option to change the font. So that means if you change the font to standard, if you have a block or you have a title block or anything that will the text style will be standard, that means that if you copy and paste it into this drawing, it will automatically change to this font name, right? So that's how AutoCAD works, Martin. Hopefully this will answer your question. So all you have to do is basically access the text style and check standard and simply pick the font that you use, right? Martin, hopefully that will help you. Test that out and let me know. Douglas says checklist results. Yep, that's what we did. Douglas. Rich says thank you. Martin, please help me with a coworker problems. It's Tartar. Yeah, I mean, um, extending my same query on room search. Can we highlight the room text so that after find command I can do same changes to the room text to room 101, room 202, etc.? Yeah, you can do that with the replace option, Rich. Thank you, Douglas. Good question, Martin. Yeah, Martin, I think I answered your question already. You are welcome, Rich. My text style is one of my own. I never use standard. So all text changes to standard no matter what. Okay, so then the solution for that might be, or the problem might be, that you are bringing a title block, Martin, into a drawing that the title block already exists. So then that's why it's taking precedent of the existing title block in the drawing, right? If that's the case, I don't know if that's the case, but first try to purge, detach anything that you're not using, and then if you attach your title block or bring your title block as a block, then it might keep the text style, right? So try that out, Martin. Right, so let's keep moving, guys, with the final or the last XREF problem over here. Okay, so let's see over here. Okay, I forgot where we were. Okay, I think we were right here. So okay, so I inserted in my title block, great. But wait, I only have I only XREF this title block in one drawing. I don't need more drawings, so I think I'm gonna bind this title block. I don't need it as an XREF. So let me go to my XREF palette, and that's my title block. Great. So I'm gonna bind it. Bind. And I'm gonna say bind. I'm gonna click OK. And let's wait. Why is this xref not binding? This is still an xref. Come on, AutoCAD. So let me try it again. Bind. Click OK. Oh my god, AutoCAD. I just want to bind this title block. I don't need it to be as an xref. Again, another very common problem. Let me inspect the command line by typing by pressing the F2. So it says X lay north is currently not found, reload or detach before binding. Okay. So the problem here is, of course, if you are new to AutoCAD, you don't know what the heck AutoCAD is referring to, right? But the problem is that there is another file being xref on this title block. And to inspect that, or let's right click on our xref that we cannot bind, and let's open that xref, right? And you can see right here that we have something missing right here on this title block. So if we go to our xref palette, here we go. There is a drawing or an xref that is missing right here. So the question is, do I need this? And the answer is no, I don't need this xref north on this title block. So I'm gonna simply detach it by right clicking on it and hit detach. So once I do that and close and save my title block, and of course reload this title block, let me try it again to bind my title block. So I'm gonna right click on it, say bind, and bind one more time. Let's select it, and great, this is not an xref anymore. This is a block reference that if I want I can explode it. If I don't, I'll leave it as that. But my xref problem was solved. Great, right? Have you ever faced this problem? Let me know on the chat. Again, unable to bind your xrefs is very common, and there might be many different methods to solve this. You learn two today. Hopefully they are gonna help you. So let's see. Martin says, good idea, thanks, I think that might work. I think you're referring to your question about bringing your title block in an existing drawing, right, from your coworker. Yeah, Martin. So try to do that. Just detach or remove anything. Your title block might be already there, and that's what is causing the problem. Douglas says, Martin, try isolating command. Isolate all text, select and change its properties to your text. That's another good idea, Martin. Douglas. But let me give you another good idea or suggestion for you, Martin, to change your text styles. We have created another macro command to quickly change your text styles, Martin. Here it is. How to change text styles in your AutoCAD globally, right? So it's basically a quick macro command, one click, and all of your text will change to your desired style, right? 3 minutes video. Again, I recommend you to watch that, Martin. And if you have any questions, just put it on the video comments and I'll be able to help you. Okay. Let's see over here. All right, guys. So I think we're gonna stop right here. We've been fixing your xref problem so far, and hopefully they're gonna help you avoid headaches, right, in the future. So two classes. Wait, Martin says, yes, I have that macro command. I did try it, but it did not work. Uh, yeah, but you never ask us, Martin. We can help you to make it work, right? So one of the most common problems why this command might not be working is because the text style that you want to change your entire drawing um, probably doesn't exist in your current drawing, right? So if your text style doesn't exist, then how you're gonna change it to that specific text style? So what I recommend is find another drawing that you might have your text style. Simply copy one of those texts with your text styles, paste it into your drawing, and then this command will work 100%, Martin. And if that doesn't work, again, you can let me know and I'll be able to help you make it work. Because if I helped already many folks, because you can see right here, has more than 86,000 views, which again, many folks means many folks have found this useful, right? So yeah, let's see. Two classes. Oh yes, awesome. Let's work. I forgot about that macro. Hey Duke, never forget about your macros. Those are your uh, a way to not forget, Douglas, is by having it always available on your tool palettes, like this tool palette right here, right? Whenever I work on my drawings, most of the time I close my ribbon and I always have my tool palettes with my macro commands on the side, and I keep working on my drawings here and there, boom, boom, and that way, whenever I need something, I can quickly use my macros, and I will never forget to use it, right? So yeah, so let's see over here. Our friend Martin says, isolate, never use that, Douglas. I'll look into. Um, our friend Martin says, oh yes, I need to purge out HIS textiles. Insert my drawing again, then it will work. Great, Martin. We have a what's Xiomara Araujo says a coin with a star. Hey Xiomara, welcome to our live streams. Thank you for your donation. I don't know if it's a super chat or something, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. That you are supporting this live stream, supporting our work, right? We try to be consistent with this live stream each Sunday, 10 a.m. I'm here, even if I'm sick. I'm here for you guys. So thank you, Xiomara, for your support. All right, so let me. Martin says yes. I need. Okay, so I guess great. Getting so many. What do you mean getting so many, Duke? All right, guys. So I guess we're gonna stop right here. It's been a very productive live stream. We talked about many extra problems, but we're gonna stop right now and trying to go and get my breakfast because I'm very um, I'm starving. Xiomara says, you're welcome. Thanks for everything. Thank you, Xiomara. Thank you, guys. All right. So, again, thank you very much for being here with me today. So, as always, have a wonderful rest of your day, my friend. And I'm going to see you here next Sunday. All right.